Today on CityCast Nashville, what do ramps and half pipes have to do with public health? Skateboarders Luca Ansell and Colin Scheel are pushing for more public skate parks to be included in this year's Metro budget. We're digging into why they say places to skate are essential. It's Tuesday, April 29th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Luke, you appeared at Metro Council to speak during the pre-budget public hearing in favor of more skate parks. Nashville has one real skate park. Where is it?
It is Two Rivers Skate Park in Donaldson, Tennessee.
What is it like there? Set the scene for us.
Well, Two Rivers is kind of a interesting case, I would say, because it was built like 20-something years ago, more so with like bikes in mind, and they had a lot of different contractors involved. So the concrete wasn't set properly. There's a lot of eroding and decay everywhere. The lights never tend to work. Full of graffiti, just very poorly taken care of.
Yeah, I've heard so many wives' tales about how that place was built and the jobs left for other people. Like, they did one section of it and then that contractor got fired or left, and then they hired in somebody else, skate park contracting company. And they had gotten X amount done, and then the city was just like, we can't afford it, or there was some drama, whatever. And that's why that top part was made out of like a different kind of concrete that you'll never see in other skate parks. And it was because it was just done by people who didn't know, but were also just trying to do their best and still have something for us to skate. But over the years, it's gotten pretty weathered and isn't what it used to be.
It's definitely like a very unique skate park, which I can appreciate because I like a skate park that has character and personality. But I mean, it took me many years of skating that park to actually grow to like it. But it is just not friendly whatsoever to anyone who wants to learn there. Just like go to a skate park for the first time. Like it's
challenging to approach.
Honestly, to me, who's never really skated much, it looks like an empty swimming pool.
Yeah.
Right? Like it gets really deep, and I would assume as a beginner, it would be quite terrifying.
Yeah.
The big pool in the back. After 15 years of skating, I'm just starting to touch that pool.
And then so if you're a beginner and you do try, what does happen in that park?
I mean, there's not a lot of opportunity as a beginner there. The smallest ramp is still very big. There's a lot of people going fast on all different vehicles, bikes, scooters, skateboards. So you don't really get many chances to get a good run in if you're just starting out at Two Rivers.
Can you tell us what the community is like there?
There's your fair share of like skate park locals you'd find at any park. You know, you got your kooks and tweakers, but plenty of skaters.
I would call Two Rivers a really eclectic melting pot because you have so many people from so many different walks of life go there. And I mean, I've been in the Nashville skate scene for about 12 years now, and just the change from when I first started skating to what it is now, community-wise at least. I mean, when I first started skating, Two Rivers was one of those places where you kind of just go catch like the 30-year-old burnouts chilling all day, drinking beer. And now, like, I go there and I see like all the 20-year-olds at night just like hanging out, having a good time, and just trying to make a place their own. The scene itself is kind of like outgrowing this place. And I think that with the new energy coming in and the want for change, that something new being built would kind of push us in a better direction as a scene.
Well, it seems like it did make it on the map for Tony Hawk.
Yes.
What was the deal? He showed up there?
Yeah, he was in town, and it was almost embarrassing for Nashville to have that as its only skate park to offer Tony Hawk to come look at. I mean, like, if that's the only public skate park Nashville has to offer the biggest skateboarder in the world, like, that's embarrassing for us as a city, for sure.
When you look at city parks elsewhere, like Colorado is a shining diamond of an example when it comes to skate parks, because they hire out the contractors who've been building skate parks since the 80s and 90s. And these parks they have more of an approachable feel to them. They have a lasting feel to them, like everything's going to last longer when built by professionals. To see like Two Rivers kind of just be this very crusty, is the word I like to use, example of what our city's skate legacy is, and having someone who's just so used to being in like places that are just pristine, it's just kind of like, I wish we could have had something for like that for him.
Well, I'd love to talk other options in Nashville. It looks like there's a tiny little park out at the Una recreation area. Is that true?
The most forgotten thing in town.
Yeah, that's barely a skate park, I would say. It's more of like a single obstacle and like a piece of concrete.
You saying that is the first time I've thought about that place in probably 2 years.
Yeah, it's very rarely used for sure.
Yeah.
All right. And then there's 6th Avenue Indoor Skate Park at Rocketown. That looks lovely. What are the drawbacks there?
I don't know if we should get into the Rocketown tea necessarily.
Yeah.
Me and Colin have a lot of history there, to say the least.
It's a rather divisive topic within the community because of the institution that owns it, and religion and hobbies are mixed often, but religion plus skateboarding has always been kind of it's like Christian rock. You're gonna get some contradictions within them, and 6th Avenue is moving in a direction that is kind of counterproductive to what the skate scene is doing. But with that being said, there's still a community there, and there are still people that we still like to outreach to and do things with.
I mean, I'm forever grateful for that skate park because, I've made so many of my friends there, and I don't think I'd be skating if it wasn't for that place. Me and Colin used to run skate camp there together. But yeah, over the last couple years alone, they really just started stepping up like the corporate side of things. And
well, I hear it's $12 to get in.
Yeah, well, with any indoor skate park, any business that you go to, like they're gonna charge money.
Yeah, that's not even really the controversy of it all. It's just like the way they've treated the skate community over the last couple years and the people they've exiled. And
yeah, a lot of undertones and just odd things being said. It's one of those things where we could sit here and trip on that forever, but at the end of the day, we're just gonna keep trying to do the things that we do outside of them so that we can still give people a place to be and feel comfortable and just exist and skate.
Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into more of why you think this should be part of the budget. You know what wins Mother's Day every single time? A thoughtful gift that makes your mama cry, but in a good way. That's why this year I'm giving my mom the Aura digital frame fully preloaded with all those perfectly imperfect photos that only a mother could love. We're talking grainy vacation pics, childhood birthday parties, random selfies from group chats, and even 30-second videos. Aura makes it so easy. You just plug it in, use the app, and boom, instant slideshow. And don't even get me started on the Carver Matte frame. It looks so sleek and professional. The photos look like real prints. It displays in true color, has smart photo cropping, automatically adjusts to the room's light, and even turns off at night to save energy. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver Matte frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code CityCast. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey CityCast, something I appreciate about the Cozy Earth Mother's Day sale is that they know motherhood looks different on everyone. So whether you're raising kids, dogs, or cane, all moms work hard and they deserve comfort. So let me tell you about these Cozy Earth sheets. They feel like cool water in a sort of, is this the Ritz-Carlton or my own bedroom kind of way. The pajamas are what I imagine celebrity moms sleep in, buttery soft. You're looking for the right gift because the women who raised you feel like home, and they are going to love Cozy Earth bamboo pajamas, and I know this because it's 3:24 p.m. and I'm still wearing mine. To celebrate moms everywhere, Cozy Earth is supporting your favorite local podcast and giving our listeners a special promo, 45% off site-wide. This is a luxury brand, and that is a mind-blowing deal. Use Cozy Nashville to take advantage of 45% off at CozyEarth.com.
Obviously, Nashville needs more skate parks, and please forgive me for being blunt here, but given all the other things we need to include in the budget, like schools and sidewalks, why should skate parks be a priority?
Skate parks offer a lot to a community.
Let's talk about how today's youth is so stuck on their phones and stuck in virtual reality, and how schools are integrating technology and you can't just get yourself away from a screen. And the place that I look at my phone the least is when I'm at the skate park. The place that I'm engaging in conversation with random people, the skate park. It's a place, like I said, Two Rivers is a current melting pot, and every skate park I've been to across the country, I'll pick up a conversation, I'll meet a new friend, I'll skate something new that's entertaining or challenging, and that's just cognitive function just happening in my brain. And that's not the stimulation you get from sitting inside your house or even just like going and shooting a basketball at the park by yourself. Skateboarding stimulates your brain in so many different ways, and the physical activity is also just like wonderful for you. I think moving with the times and giving kids something different will help stimulate them and push them to try other things in life, because you have to try at skateboarding. It's not something that just comes to you easily. I know personally through pushing myself in these places, it's helped me learn a lot more about myself and how to exist around other people.
To piggyback off of that, I think a skate park offers a lot more to the surrounding area than just for the skateboarders. It helps increase like a lot of commerce, brings a lot of people to that area of town. Everyone's value and property goes up around the area if there's a new skate park in town. You know, it invites a lot more small businesses to sell stuff to skateboarders and people commuting just for a skate park. You know, as skateboarders, if we're traveling from city to city or state to state, one of the first things we look for is the skate park that's there, so we can go make some friends with locals, try out local businesses and whatnot.
Rarely will I ever use a travel guide. I just go to the skate park and I just go, where should I eat? Where should I stay? Like, what
Exactly.
do I do? And you'll get a more genuine answer than looking on the internet.
Who else skates? Is it just punk kids?
Skateboarding's definitely growing significantly. Me and Colin started doing events about a year ago now, and we've only been seeing a bigger and bigger audience each time.
What type of events?
We together run a company called Dirty South Entertainment. And so we kind of focus on doing contests and just kind of like gatherings. So usually it involves us building some kind of rickety ramp and getting everyone in the skate scene to show up somewhere and just making them huck over something while I yell at them over a megaphone and get everybody hyped up.
Yeah, it's really a way of just like bringing our community together more and more because of how divided it's been over the last couple of years. Like, we'll get a little section of a street blocked off and have like a pop-up skate park there that people can come hang out at for the day and see other members of the community they might not have seen for a while, just helping like, you know, build those memories, because that was something that happened all the time when we were younger, just the older skateboarders putting on events, getting the community together. And now by the time, you know, we're in our 20s, no one else is really doing it. So we're trying to just keep that spark alive and keep our community strong and growing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Have you pursued private funding for new parks? I know our Metro Council contributor, Nicole Williams, wrote about you, Luke, about your remarks in her column, and she mentioned that maybe the Titans could build one on the East Bank as part of their new stadium complex.
I mean, it's a lovely pipe dream. It's not something a lot of people want to invest in because a skate park is not something a private company is seeing a return on. You know, it'd be more of a donation than anything else.
With those kinds of conversations, you're going to be asked, is there any kind of profit that can be made off of this? And then when you say no, the whole liability and insurance and all that starts to creep into their brains.
Yeah, and I feel like the city definitely has the funds. It's just a matter about what they spend it on. I believe someone at the end of the pre-budget council mentioned how no one brought up that we need to add more funding to the police department and our law enforcement. And that should be more focused on skate parks, schools, transportation, arts.
Investing back into the community to eliminate issues before they even arise.
It sounds kind of doomed for us. Like, it doesn't sound hopeful that we're going to be getting a new skate park anytime soon.
I believe that there are plans for one over at Watkins Park where the pump track exists currently. They've been talking about getting that one started and the budget is approved, but it's kind of just been in a contractor purgatory for months, just like so much back and forth paperwork before they can even get started on it.
So is there anything our listeners can do to help?
Talk to your city council representatives, ask for more skate parks. I feel like Birmingham is a great example because it's not the most up-run city, but it has maybe the nicest skate park in the South.
Oh, really?
Honestly.
That whole park complex that they built under, even excluding the skate park, just everything they did under that highway overpass, I mean, it's immaculate.
It's phenomenal. And they totally funded that purely based off of tax money and like people paying highway tolls. And they were able to build like the most state-of-the-art skate park this part of the country has seen.
I mean, one of the best metro, like, public parks on top of that. They have, like, climbing boulders. It's, like, what, a mile long under there?
At least,
of just amenities for the people. And I mean, everywhere you look, like, we were there for a Red Bull event and the skate park was packed. But even outside of that, I saw families like hanging out over at the climbing wall and kids playing on the jungle gym. It's a place that people go to rather than just being indoors and isolated from others.
All right. So listeners at home, Birmingham has the best skate park in the South. But here in Nashville, we have this one skate park. Where are people skating, if not at that park? Are they going out? And, I've seen videos.
Nashville has, like, our surrounding area, there's like a couple places to go, but skateboarding is one of those things that started in parks and then evolved into this thing where the natural world is your skate park. And it's just as creative as you can be with what you have around you. I mean, both of us can have nothing but a wall and we'll probably find a way to have some fun.
I mean, that.
My favorite thing to skate on Earth is a parking block.
A parking block.
Rub it down in wax and I'll sit there and grind it for hours. It's the most fun I can have.
Is there a certain spot in Nashville that you prefer? Can you even say? Or is this your secret spot?
I mean, streetwise, I don't know if we're allowed to disclose some of that information.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
A lot of it is private property and things like that. But
a very fun parking block to learn any trick on is over at Cecil's Skate Shop in East Nashville.
Cecil's does have a pretty fun one.
We have a little obstacle out there. I manage that skate shop.
Well, so what kind of pushback do you face when you're out and about?
I'd say most of it comes from private security guards these days. We're the one thing in the night that's been like imposing on their piece.
We're what their job is for.
Yeah,
like,
they ask
those
us
guys
to
are
leave,
there
they'll
to kick us out. It's just natural, and it's spy versus spy.
Yeah, I mean,
Really what it is.
obviously, we understand we're not technically allowed to like skate a ledge we see. It's private property. We're not gonna, overstay our welcome, but sometimes they just build something that's begging to be skated, and we have to skate it.
But you can skateboard like down the sidewalk.
It's very gray. I was flying down Fifth Avenue when I was about 17 years old from top of Church Street down to Broadway. Cop stops me and tries to write me a ticket. I didn't even have my license at the time, so I didn't have an ID to give him. And he tried like giving me a $50 like speeding ticket for riding my skateboard down the hill. It depends on the cop, I think. If they're really feeling like finding something to get you on, they'll find something to get you on. But I think especially with how short-staffed Metro is, they've got Broadway to deal with rather than us just up here messing up a wall or a little bit of a ledge.
A private security guard pulled a gun on us for looking at a spot.
What?
Yeah, there's this garage door open where they had like a loading dock in. We didn't even step inside the loading dock. We were just looking at it because we just look at architecture like, what could we do on that? Right. So we were just like taking a look at it. And then all of a sudden the security guard came from around the corner. And so we just booked it because that was terrifying.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. That is very scary. How, though, is the general public responding to skateboarders?
I see a lot of support lately, especially after our last event. We had fun on this hill in East Nashville, and the neighborhood couldn't have been more welcoming to us. We got a donation from one of the neighbors just because she was so stoked to see this many people coming together for the sake of skateboarding. I think the Olympics has definitely helped give it like a better taste in most people's mouth.
It's definitely back in the zeitgeist in a lot more positive a way than it was in, say, the early 2000s. There's just kind of been like a swing. Like I remember I started skating in end of 2014 and I remember being bullied at school for it. And then like 3 years later, they're all wearing the same brands I was wearing at the time. I'm just like, wait, what's going on? And then it just kind of became cool. And then now it's this very accepted thing. And now it's like, because we run the lessons, we have all these young parents like coming in and being like, hey, I want my kid to skate.
And it seems less and less male dominated as well.
Big time.
Oh, definitely. It's very inclusive.
Very cool. Well, we're going to take one more break. And when we come back, I want to hear more about how the positive aspect of skateboarding has impacted your lives. And we're back with Luke Ansel and Colin Scheel, who are pushing the city to include more skate parks in this year's budget. Colin, you mentioned earlier that you see skateboarding as an important way to provide third spaces for kids and get them off their phones. Can y'all each talk about what skating has meant to you in your lives personally?
I mean, it meant everything to me. I was the odd gamer type growing up until about like 14, and then I got my first skateboard. I remember I didn't have like a lot of friends at school, but when I started going to the skate park, I started meeting people who had the same interests as me outside of skateboarding, and then we also had skateboarding together. And through that bond, we just blossomed, and I still talk to these people every day. We're in a group chat, and they're my friends for life because we just grew up skating together. And then just throughout my life growing up, I was in some odd parts in life, and skateboarding is like the thing that helped keep me grounded and helped me had something that I wanted to do outside of work. And just like, being depressed, it kept me going, reminded me like, hey, I got friends at the skate park. If I was ever sad or feeling down, I just went to the skate park and I had someone to talk to. And because of that, I'm never truly alone.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'd be without skateboarding. I mean, I started when I was like 8 or 9, and yeah, everything that has like come to fruition in my life, I can credit skateboarding to. Just like what skateboarding teaches you mentally, battling a trick that you never thought possible, and you spend hours, if not days, if not weeks or years, just like trying to learn this one simple maneuver on a piece of wood with wheels. You have to go through so much like just mental strain for that every other life obstacle and challenge doesn't feel that difficult. Because like I spent all this time learning how to do this dumbass trick on a piece of wood. Like taxes can't be that bad.
It probably takes the average skater, a year, 6 months to learn how to kickflip. Like if they're just really putting their mind to it. It took me 10 years to land my first kickflip. I mean, flip tricks have never been something that my brain liked. Like I don't like seeing my board spin or flip under me like that. But landing that one after 10 years of just trying it was just like, oh, okay, like that's a metaphor to the rest of my life. Like literally, like if I just sit here and try, and just don't care about the failures and just keep trying, something will work. And one day that I will just do it.
I think there's like a big misconception about skateboarding, especially like the public sees it almost as a sport first, just with how much attention goes on to contests and TV, the Olympics. But I think it's more of like a art form and, way of self-expression before anything else, kind of similar to dance. Like it's very physically demanding, but it's very expressive at the same time. You see a layout of obstacles and you have to be creative with how you skate them and what tricks you choose to do on them.
I spent hours during COVID just watching y'all skate at the skate park because, we had to stay outside, blah, blah, blah. Like it was so for me, not even a skater, it provided me one place to go and find community. It was meditative. We were all going through, depression during that time. I just felt, even though I wasn't skating, even just watching, I felt like that I was part of something.
Involved,
and even cheering people, cheering strangers on. And I want to thank you all for that.
You gotta come out to our events then.
I would love to. I really would. I mean, I think y'all are all athletes and it's just really enjoyable to watch. I do want to mention, so skateboarding did start in old swimming pools. So I guess Two Rivers could be a throwback to that. But if y'all are designing one of our new parks, what would make a park better for beginners?
So to branch off of what you're saying there, it's like that's a perfect way to look at it. Is like 20 years ago, that's what skateboarding evolved out of. So we kind of held onto it like it's an identity. Like we have to have that. But now it's like you look at skate parks across the country, it's evolved so far away from that. Let's look at Birmingham, an hour and a half south from here. It's mainly a street style plaza set up, but there's still a lot of like transition and ramps in the park along with them, but it's more of an emphasis on street skating and technical skating rather than flowy and big air. That's kind of the precedent for a lot of parks being built in the modern era. And especially if you look at DIYs built by skaters, like the things built by skaters for skaters, it usually resembles something a lot more like a street spot. I think Nashville moving forward just kind of needs to have the lens of what is modern, but what is going to still be something that is timeless 20 years from now.
I think there's definitely something to be said about like personality of a skate park, because there are a lot of like the new skate parks you see being built that just kind of feel like copy pasted versions of each other, like the same boring obstacles at every place. Like you could skate one park here and it's the same park 2 hours away. So I think a skate park with personality is pretty important as well. Just like unique obstacles that offers you variety, but still many approachable options. So all skill levels can have a fun time there. But I don't think there should be like only simple basic parks.
And when he says simple basic parks, he's talking about like your prefab parks. Like there's a very rudimentary one in Hendersonville.
Yeah. Veterans
Park. It's just a couple like warehouse ordered ramps set up in a way that you will find this. Like if you look at Veterans Skate Park, you will find 100 examples of something just like it.
I think they had the same one in Smyrna, actually. Like it's
There
Really?
it
They
is.
like copy and paste
pretty much
these designs.
Yeah. It's definitely better than not having anything to skate. Like you can still have a lot of fun there, and I will have fun at prefab parks, but there's nothing like quite as special as like a park that's one of a kind.
Well, so if somebody is really interested in learning to skate, I assume they can go to Cecil's Skate Shop
Absolutely.
and you'll help them out. Can you tell us more about the store?
Yeah, we're a small little shop. We're connected to a toy store in East Nashville, Tabla Rasa Toys, over in Riverside Village. We offer skate lessons. We just have like free skating instruction all the time. We're trying to do monthly events there. We have a tiny little quarter pipe. It's like 1.5 feet tall, a small bank to curb. So like super approachable for people on their very first day of skating. And yeah, we're always around to offer knowledge and lessons. We have tons of skateboarders come through and, help share the knowledge of skateboarding the best we can.
If like an old person like my 43-year-old self would like to come and learn, can you teach us old
Absolutely.
people?
Yeah.
Anybody and everybody.
We can get you a nice complete. We can get you set up with, a board you're stoked on and you're feeling confident with, and give you the basics, give you homework to practice on your own.
Oh, cool. And then you mentioned before that somebody in the community made a donation. If somebody's listening today and they want to make a donation, where can they donate?
Currently, we just have like a little Venmo. We are at Dirty South Entertainment.
You can find us on Instagram, message us that way as well.
At Dirty South Entertainment on Instagram. Shoot us a DM and we will happily send over our QR code to you.
And we have documentation of pretty much all of our events as well if you want to look over some of the stuff we've done.
Yeah, also just give us a follow at Dirty South Entertainment. Show up to an event. Just come out and support the community.
I love it, guys. This has been really fun, and I'll definitely see you at one coming up. So thank you, Colin. Thank you, Luke.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Doodles!